on the drive, goes inside the floor. Turn him over again. Booker scoops it up. Booker brings the boom.
Yes, you guys thought we forgot. We did not forget. NBA playoffs are still rolling, and we're back for another Showdown edition talking DraftKings, DFS, Showdown winners, bets. You know it. We got Big T in the house. Little complication here. This is why we were a little extra late. Big T couldn't get his mic to work. He had to resort back to the laptop. So you might notice he's a little more in your face today, but Big T, people love Big T. So a little extra in your face, you get the thumbs up. It didn't even work. There you go. No, you got to do it this way, bro. You got to be here. You got to be here.
I had to lean back. I got it. That's a bad thumbs down. How do you do it?
That's a terrible thumbs down. You got to lean back. There you go.
How we used to get like the fireworks? I forget. Like what? There was like fireworks or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Just start like playing with your hands randomly, and eventually you'll figure it out.
And then eventually the fireworks will come down.
Just while I'm talking, like randomly, just start fucking around with it, like just doing random shit. See what happens.
That's what we were doing that one day. That was fun.
Yeah, I know. We were trying to figure it out. But
the only part I like about my laptop, you get those things. But, man, it's not as fun to do the shows from the laptop. I got to figure that mic out before next week.
Definitely got to figure the mic out. Bean Air wants you to do a jerking motion. I don't know why he wants you to do that.
I'm scared to do that. I don't want to know what's going to happen.
Yeah, he says that's what happens for the fireworks. So that's what you got to do, I guess. But that's all right. My favorite show for my drive to share had to wait to start. Sorry, Eric. Yeah, we try our best, but complications with the mic.
To the shore, not to share. To the shore.
Oh, to the shore. Whatever. We were late. Okay, I felt bad.
He's saying he had to wait for it to start.
Oh, he had to wait for it to. Yeah, so I feel bad because he had to wait. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I feel bad because Eric had to wait to start his drive because we were late. That's what I said. I said I feel bad. I'm sorry. I don't want anyone to have to wait for us. I feel bad when that happens, Big T. Don't you feel bad when that happens, Big T?
No.
He said no. He said sorry, Eric. Only one of us feels bad. So
he's ready. Eric's ready.
He's ready now. All right. Well, you're ready now. Here, your OKC Thunder are ready. They put a whooping last night on my T-Wolves. I mean, honestly, Tony, I did want to. So first half, after the first half, I was like, Minnesota, they got some good looks. They hit a few threes.
Keep giving yourself small victories is my favorite part of this series.
No. I was like, I felt okay going into halftime. I was like, Naw came in, hit a few threes. Jaden McDaniels hit a quick few threes. I was like, okay, like we can work with this. Ant was being aggressive, going to the rim. Second half comes. It's just like the OKC, I don't know what it is. They hit like this button, this like extra button to just go one step harder. And man, they just put a whooping on this team. And
it's really hard, man. I mean, it's just a tough spot for Minnesota. They're just severely outmatched, and it's just a bad matchup for them. I mean, I don't know how else to say. OKC's just good, and honestly, I just watching Shai. I know I've been hard on him like we all have, but man, he's just really, really good. He's just a handful, even against those long defenders, Jaden. And then the team's defeated when the guy just pushes you because he can't handle it anymore. Just a full shove because he just knows I mean, it's just they're just outmatched. There's nothing else to it. I mean, they're going to be lucky to win one. They'll probably get one at home, but man, it's tough out there.
Yeah, and that was with. I mean, OKC didn't shoot that well from three. Those are the games
weren't
where
they like 4 for 20 at half or something?
They were, and they were only both teams ended up shooting like 27, 28% from three.
Minnesota definitely went cold in the second half too.
Cold,
I mean, they were missing everything.
Cold. And I don't know why in the first half, like Naw came in, hit a few threes. I don't know why they just went away from him really quick. Like there were a few things. Jaden hit a few threes right off the bat, and then you take him out at like the 4 or 5 minute mark just because of like the rotation. I didn't understand that. It was just a weird thing. Nas picked up 3 fouls like a donkey. That was annoying in the first half. Just horrible fouls too, just for no reason. So yeah, it is what it is. Was wrong on Minnesota. We'll see if they can get one at home. I think they can. I hope they can get.
They'll get one. I mean, OKC's still not gonna. I mean, they play off that home crowd. The problem for the league is what someone said in here. I'm on my laptop, so I can't see it, but the youngest team in the league. Someone said it in there. Yeah, right there, youngest team in the league. It's just a big problem for the rest of the league. I mean, they're young. They got all these guys under contract, and they got 1 million draft picks. So what someone said last night on Twitter, like if you can, so every team can lock up 3 guys easy. So they got their 3 studs young. They can lock them up, and they got a zillion draft picks. If you got all those draft picks to bring in with the 3, I mean, you're just going to be a handful for a long, long time.
And your team that historically has been doing well drafting players,
in the draft.
Obviously.
Like it's a big time problem for the rest of the league. And I know you always make fun of me because everything comes back to my Nuggets, but I'm even more impressed with Jokic. He went to 7 with this team.
I knew you were going to say that. I literally.
It's true though. Like, how did he go to 7 with this team?
I almost put out odds, but then you would have known it. I would have put out odds like how long into the show would it take for Big T to bring up his Nuggets and talk about how he went 7 with this OKC team and almost won that series. And it took us about 7 minutes. Yeah. So you got 7 minutes in and then had to bring it up.
Honestly because of how impressed I am with the Thunder too. Like I haven't been a Thunder guy. I've said it all year. I don't love it, but I mean, they're just really good on defense and they get what they want. They just never get. When do they get a bad shot? Do they ever get a bad shot? No, they don't.
Well, because here's the thing. SGA can kind of get to his spots whenever he wants, pretty much. And even like a tough looking shot for SGA is still like a pretty good shot. Like
he
those
makes
step
them all.
backs.
He doesn't miss.
That's what I'm saying. So like those are for him really good shots. So they don't really get that many bad shots, honestly.
It's just crazy, man.
Like, I think sometimes they do settle for threes, but like they are mostly open.
Yeah, they're like wide open. It's like, man, they're just really good. And even when the crazy part for me is McDaniels and Ant are like incredible defenders. They don't even have a chance on him. It's just insane. Like he just gets whatever he wants. And a lot of it's the foul baiting and stuff, but who cares? Like, he's still getting whatever he wants.
He does that like hook thing where whenever
he's just really good.
Whenever he sees that arm, he does that thing with his arm where he'll like like he's going to grab the ball with his other hand and he'll like hook the arm and then throw his it's
they finally called him for a carry last night. The first time I've ever seen it. They got him, they dinged him for one.
They can call carries on all these good players. They all carry.
It, though. And then he had one in the second half where it was like above his head and he brought it back down and it was like
yeah, I mean, honestly,
freaking gather step that all of a sudden never existed until freaking 5 years ago, and now everything's just a gather step, no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple plays where Ant clearly traveled and they didn't call it, and I'm like, the dude took like 4 steps, like
the gather and the Euro. There's no such thing as a travel with the gather and the Euro.
Yeah. It's all the stars now. They're all doing it, Tony. They're all like, oh, you're going to let us do this? Okay.
They're teaching, like, when we bring these young kids places to get trained and stuff, they're teaching them at young ages, too, to do this now. Like, so it's like the way that it's taught.
Yeah, Wolves need a point guard. Yeah,
they definitely. That's one of the biggest issues. I saw a crazy stat, though, on Twitter, too, that with Conley on the floor, they're like a plus, pretty good number. And when Conley's out, they're like a massive negative number, which is crazy to me because I kind of thought Conley and Gobert have been the issues. So I'm surprised Conley on the floor is a plus.
Gobert is definitely – they're attacking Gobert every single chance they get. And the man is already pretty much in the paint. So they're getting all these mid-range jumpers. And it's like, dude, you're not affecting J. Will and Alex Caruso when he catches the ball at the free throw line and he's doing these little push shots. And they're the announcers were saying like, oh, those are tougher shots than you think. No, they're not. Professionals when you catch the ball at the free throw line extended and no one is within.
It wasn't even that. It was further in than that. Those Caruso bunnies, they were closer even.
Yeah, and he's 3 steps back in the paint. It's like those are the easiest shots.
With no pressure, too. He catches it in the middle. He looks around. He doesn't want to shoot, but he's wide open, and he's just like, okay.
The whole point of getting it in the middle, normally, because the middle is where that zone is vulnerable, is they hopefully collapse, and then he passes it out. Tony, right? That's what he was looking to do.
Yeah, he wanted to pass.
And they didn't collapse. And he fucking just shot it. He did it twice in a row, and I'm just sitting
literally
there.
The first time I told Grayson, I'm like, he doesn't even want to shoot it. Next tip down, same exact thing. And I'm like, he's just wide open.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, that's a tougher shot than you. No, it's not.
People
you just
love Gobert for some reason. I just don't understand. Like, it's just, what do you see that you like?
You can't be the defensive player of the year and be attacked constantly in the playoffs like this, like constantly getting attacked. And there's nothing he can do about it, too.
And so he's just a net zero on offense, too. So I just don't. The only thing he's good at is rebounding, and he should be 7'9". Like, I'd hope he could rebound.
They were showing a clip of him dribbling. I don't know if it was ESPN did like a close in of him like practicing dribbling. I'm like, dude, you shouldn't practice dribbling at all. You know what you should practice? Catching the ball, turning, and dunking it. That's it. They catch the ball on the roll and dunk because, dude, they try and pass him the ball on these like rolls to the hoop. He can't catch it. And when he does catch it, he's never dunking it. He's always friggin' shooting some terrible shot, getting blocked, or trying to take a layup and fading away.
Bad.
So
People
bad.
Just love him too. He's bad.
He's the classic example.
The thing that cost us last night, though, so 2 straight games into this series, 2 different series, but 2 straight nights, these bum defenders beat us again because the projections last night that we talked about were pretty much on point again. I mean, within range, Jalen Williams was awesome again, Dub. I mean, all these guys were where they needed to be. But we get the freaking Lou Dort game. I mean, Lou Dort. We get Neesmith and then Lou Dort back-to-back to ruin just a great night of showdown.
Well, you said it. I don't know if it was last show or the first show we did with this game, and you were like, we will get a Lou Dort game randomly where it comes in, and we got the Lou Dort game. It didn't even feel like he was like that good either, but he somehow got 30.
No, it felt like it was good to me because he kept getting every loose ball. It would just fall in. Then he'd get it. The steals where it like gets tipped into your chest, that's when you know it's your night. Like where it just falls into your lap.
He only scored 9 points. Like normally,
that's what I'm saying. It was all loose balls. It was like rebounds and steals and just falling in his lap. How many steals do you have?
2. He had 2 steals.
He only had 2?
That's what I'm saying. He had no blocks, 2 steals, 9 points. Man, he was a plus 29 on the floor.
I mean, he was he was everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
He had 30 fantasy points. I had him projected for like 16. He just crushed my showdown. I had everything else because I played Dub captain, which
I saw you court him. You had him court as your captain.
He was amazing, but I didn't have Lou anywhere. Like I was so low on Dort.
And J-Dub, if you looked at a lot of his shots, especially early, what was he doing? He was getting those like bunny free throw line extended like mid-range jumpers where it was like he was attacking Gobert and Gobert would back up. And right when he started to back up a little bit, he'd just pull up. Because what else can Gobert do? He's not going to like go and attack him because then he'll get to the hoop. So it's like he just kept shooting those jumpers and they're going in. Like they're easy shots for him. SGA.
He's really good too. Like the Thunder really good. I gotta take an L on the
Thunder. Was really good. They were all really good. They all played
Chet's
good.
The one that I don't know if he's disappointed me a little bit. I expected more. Some of his moves are so freaking weak.
He scored 22 points. Like he was pretty good in that game. Like he missed a couple.
Yeah, that's my point though. He had 22 and he had 29 fantasy points.
Yeah, well, okay. From a fantasy perspective,
but
yeah,
that's what we want. We want blocks and boards and like.
Well, I understand that. I'm just saying, from a real life perspective, he was pretty good in that game. So was
I mean
not as good as J-Dub, but
yeah.
He definitely changed some shots.
But. I mean, but like for us coming into the series, I was with you. I thought he'd be the second best player. He has not been the second best player. Like Dub's been way better than him.
Well, I said he'd be better than Randall.
I was on your we both. That's one thing we were definitely both right. We didn't like Randall. We finally got a bad Randall game, and he was so bad that he got benched, which made it even more frustrating because I honestly think this is good for the content. And as I've been thinking about it for the finals, I like the idea of like putting 5 guys that are not our highest owned, our most important 5, and then our 5 that are like our fades. Not our fades, but our guys that we need to be lower on. So last night I would have had Randall and Dort would have been and Gobert and Hartenstein.
Gobert, Hartenstein, Dort, Randall.
I don't know who the 5th would have been.
Conley definitely would have been for me.
Those would have those would have been our 5. So we would have felt great about 4 of them, and then Dort would have just owned us with 30. But Randall, we finally got the bad Randall
on the winner. We would have been like high on because it was the double stud. J-Dub was the winner
for sure. Besides the triple stud, Ant and the 2 studs.
DB, JSU, you are correct. I'm from OKC. It's J-Dub and Jalen with a Y. No. So I'm right. It's J-Dub is the good Jalen Williams.
Not their radio announcers, because I've been in the car the last 2 games, and the dude says Dub 100 times.
DB knows he's from OKC.
He doesn't listen to the radio then.
Yeah, he probably listens to him and he shakes his head every time they don't call him J-Dub.
And we don't know what they call Jalen with a Y because he hasn't cracked the floor for the first 2 games.
Yeah, it's J-Dub and J-Will. I think that's what it is.
I can see that.
Dude, they were so hyped. That the other thing about this team that's actually scary too is what happens because they all seem so tight. What happens when these guys like decide just to stay together, but to keep the team like rolling? They take a little bit less money to keep like Case and Wallace and Jalen with a Y. And it like what happens when that happens? And that because they all seem super tight, like the core.
It'll be interesting if they like win 2 titles, how tight they stay. Because eventually you start winning, you're gonna want to get money too. But if they somehow do that, I mean, it's just you got a problem. You're gonna need like a Wemby to get somebody and just start.
And if you think about it, for these young guys, like I mean, especially SGA, who's got to have like crazy endorsement money too on top of it. Like, dude, he's gonna have money.
You only need so much money.
Unless you're like LeBron, where you want to be like a billionaire at some point, which like I don't know if everyone. Like, I don't know if Chet's like, yeah, my goal is to be a billionaire in life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, LeBron your boy doesn't want to be a billionaire. He's already a billionaire.
No, I'm saying though, throughout his career, he was like, I want the money. You know what I mean? He's like, I want to be, I want my money.
Just like my Nuggets. It always comes back to you wanting to be a negative to LeBron. Like we got these 2 factors of the show.
What did I say about LeBron? I literally
He's all about the money. He wants to be a billionaire. Like it always comes
Am I wrong?
Back.
No, am I wrong? He wants to be Jordan, but greater than Jordan.
All I'm saying
that's
is
a fact.
I bring it back to the Nuggets. You bring it back to hating
LeBron will want to own a team because why? Jordan owned a team. Like LeBron will want to do everything Jordan did, but be better.
You think he wants to own a team? Because so if Jordan didn't own a team, LeBron wouldn't want to own a team.
I don't know. I think he literally wants to copy everything Jordan does, especially when it comes to money and greatness. He wants to be the greater than him. He wanted to be greater than him on the court. I think he's going to want to be greater than him off the court. That's all I'm saying. What's wrong with that? What's so bad about that? I don't blame him. I would want to be greater too than the best player ever. I'm not saying he is, but I would want that.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You take it as a slight because I said he wants his money. There's plenty of athletes that want their money. I'm like, I'd be
selfish. I want my money.
Yeah, that'd be like 90% of every like professional athlete like wants their money. Not many people do like the Tom Brady and some of these things where they take a little less and they want like to have better guys around it. Not many people do that shit. That's all I'm saying. The hell.
The Tom Brady. Then it comes back to the Tom. Oh my God.
Well, what? He took less money. He took less money. I can't even.
Tom Brady. Don't even get me started on the Brady versus Manning debate. We'll be here all day.
There's no debate. Tom Brady's better. There's literally no debate. Like, what debate is there?
Oh,
what debate is there?
Brady took less money because his wife was rich. I agree with Redmond.
What, dude, whatever the factors are, who cares? You know what? More players should go out and find hot women that are rich because they're out there.
That I agree with. That's the move.
Yeah, you know, all these women that are just hanging out by the stadiums after, waiting for you to come and hang out with them and stuff. Those probably aren't like the rich hot women. Those are just the hot women that aren't rich, that want to be rich one day. You got to go out and find the hot women.
You got to go out and find them.
You do. I mean, come on. Look at that jiu-jitsu instructor. That guy's a genius. Like, not rich at all, and he found himself a hot, rich woman.
Yeah, and all she wants is the protection. No one's gonna whoop him. He knows how to protect.
Yeah.
Even Brady. There's not many people that could bully Brady. Brady's not doing nothing to that dude.
Yeah, no way. Brady's not doing shit to that dude. Yeah. Brady's like, all right, man, I'm going over here. Not even messing with that stuff. So yeah, but get out of here, Peyton over Brady. Brady went to a different team and won a chip, like after the Patriots too. That just solidified it. And I know you were a hater of Tom Brady, so
I loved him. That Bucks, I respected that one the most of any of his titles.
Yeah, because I honestly think that had to be one of his best ones ever because of what he did leaving the franchise after everyone telling him that
gave him no chance either.
No chance. Yeah. And he did it with a team that kind of sucked, right? Before he got there.
Manning didn't win with a different team too.
He did. He won with Denver. He won with Denver. Honestly, though.
Me and B Nair were checking.
Honestly, though, which team was better, that Denver team or that Bucks?
I mean,
team?
Manning got gifted one. I'll even concede that. Brady's. The funny thing was, Manning's best years when they got blown out in the Super Bowl, and then he was terrible in the year they won it.
He was so good.
Best one might have been in Tampa. So
he was so good that year they got blown out. He was so friggin' good that year. And they got blown out.
Their offense was so good. They just.
What's funny is Brady's best year offensively was the year that the second year I think they lost to the Giants. The second time they lost was like
that was
Brady.
Their best year for sure.
Dude, that team was ridiculous.
It just shows you need a full team, and you need a little luck too on top of it.
Yeah, you need a little luck sometimes too. So Manning was awful.
I mean, he was horrendous. Like he knows he was horrendous. There's no way he thinks but it shows you how smart he was because he had he threw duck after duck and he still found a way to like manage it. But man, he was bad.
I mean, that offense though had legit like players. Like that team had Demaryius Thomas, RIP, Julius Thomas. That team had some really good offensive weapons. I'm blanking on the other receiver they had. Who was it?
Loaded. Emmanuel Sanders, probably. I don't know. I think he was on that team.
They had a white dude too in the slot. What was his name?
Wes Welker was there.
Wes Welker, yeah. I mean, they were loaded up that year. So whatever. All right, you're a Peyton guy. I get it. Yeah, Wes Welker was the white dude too. Sanders. That offense was friggin' loaded. But all right, that's enough football talk here, Tony. I think we talked about the game last night. Our assist prop got there 2-6. We didn't get the 10, but
I didn't get the Nas threes either. I like the Nas. He misses every shot. It's tough to hit a prop when you just miss every shot.
I hit the Nah 3.1. His 2+ was plus 110. It actually moved. It was minus like 120 or 130 in the morning when we were doing the show. And then by the time the night hit before I bet it, it was plus 110. And I was like, oh shit. Like I wasn't going to bet it at like minus 130. And then when I saw the plus 110 for 2, I was like, perfect. I'm going to bet this. And then he came out there and nailed those 2. The Jaden McDaniels one was plus 160 for 2. He hit 2 in the first quarter, I think. So I hit a couple of those, and my Nas points bet got there just by the skin because I bet him for 10, and he just got to the 10 number. So I got lucky with that one, but I did not get my Ant assist 10 plus, unfortunately. But I like what they did with Ant in the beginning. I kind of wish they did it more later where they were posting him up. I thought that was pretty smart, getting him out from the 3-point line extended and getting him a little closer to the basket looks. I kind of like that adjustment. I kind of wish they did that a little bit more, but that was something he got open.
Minnesota is everything Ant did was really good yesterday. Like he was attacking quicker. He was, and they still just had no chance. That's the scary part. He was really good. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, damn it, you're right. Eric Decker was his name. They had Eric Decker, Tony. That's
Eric Decker was good for a while too. He was real good.
I know. He was good. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, Ant did everything you would want besides like shooting 1 for 9 from 3. That was the only thing.
When did he lose his confidence? I know I was actually listening to the Legler telecast last night, like the Manning cast type thing. It was pretty cool. But they just kept talking about how Ant lost his confidence in his 3, and I noticed it after they talked about it. He just wasn't pulling like he was earlier in the playoffs and years.
Kind of looked flat too, like his jumper. It kind of looks flat.
Once once they pointed it out, I couldn't unsee it. Like every time he was open, he wasn't pulling it. I didn't. That was the only part I didn't like about his night because he was still super aggressive. I don't know when he lost his confidence in his shot, though, because he made 300 threes this year.
Yeah, well, in the playoffs, I know he's had some pretty rough games from 3. Because he definitely takes a bunch, and he's definitely struggled in the playoffs. So who the hell knows when it happened, but had to happen at some point. But
Redmond could be right too. I mean, maybe it's something with the ankle. Maybe toughen it out. I mean, no matter what, though,
I'm telling you, dude, that dude has went to the locker room due to an ankle injury. How many times? Not just in the playoffs, but in the regular season too. It was happening. Like, man, a ton. How are we? Chat's talking about how did we get on women's basketball in the chat? What's going on?
No one dude's mad at you from yesterday still.
What did I say about women's basketball?
Clark was better than Ajaya Wilson or whatever her name is.
I mean, I said that she's gonna win MVP. She should win MVP, dude. She's the most valuable.
We're gonna be here all day if we start.
She's the most valuable player
to the Knicks game.
the WNBA has ever seen, and you can't even argue it. She's the most valuable player by far. It's not even close. On the court, off the court. It's just, stay salty if you want, but A'ja Wilson, I didn't even know who she was. She won 3 MVPs.
This is why we can't do the conversation. Neither one of us watch it. We don't know anything.
Yeah.
You're giving facts when we don't even know anything. Like
the only facts that I know is that this woman broke a record.
You've never watched the game. We can't give facts when you don't watch the game.
No, I'm giving facts. Diana Taurasi, 592
now they're baiting me in. Stop it, AD. You're not baiting me in with this.
Yes, Big D's favorite player.
You're not baiting me in with that.
Diana Taurasi, 592 games for like a 2010 record or whatever that she had. And it took her like 40 games or 90 games, whatever it was, 40 games, whatever it was for Caitlin Clark to break it. Like that right there, it's done, over. A'ja Wilson, stop. I don't even know who she is. End of story. Sorry about it, anyone who's mad. So Thank you, K. Reed. I'm cooking right now. Let me cook, Big T. Let me just cook a little bit. I might start. Don't make me start watching Caitlin Clark because I might. Don't make me do it. I still haven't gotten that far yet, but you're gonna push me over the edge.
Let me know how it goes.
Let me know how it goes. Stop lying. I know you've watched Caitlin Clark multiple times.
I've watched her more than you. I'll say that. I've definitely never watched.
Everyone in this chat has watched her more than me. If you've watched her once, you've watched her more than me. That's it. All I know is what I see on Twitter and all the stats. That's all I know. I see the stats on Twitter. That's it. I see the one girl missing all the layups and getting the rebounds and missing layups. And then I've never even
prove your point for sure. If they redrafted the whole thing, there's no way Caitlin Clark's not going number 1.
That's the way you prove it right there. Exactly.
Yeah, no, we don't know anything. We can't talk about this.
I got a question. Bring it back to the NBA real quick. If you did a redraft of the NBA right now, you have the number 1 pick. Are you taking
Wilson? Is she a big? I didn't even know she was a big.
Nisha Wilson is like Shaq playing against Greg Ostertag.
Redmond's my favorite. I've always liked Redmond. Redmond has
because he's sharp, man.
Redmond has good takes.
You like sharp people. That's why you don't like me. You like Redmond. That's it. That's why
I like Redmond and my John Wallace jersey. Those are the 2 things I like.
I never said, dude, whatever. Get out of here, Pepe.
See, now you're going to really hate me when we start talking about the women beating dudes. She might beat JSU and me, but they're not beating. Oh, God. We're not doing this. We're going to be here all day if we start doing this.
She's getting whooped by high school, like really good high school kids. She's getting whooped.
You're going to bait me in, too.
I'm just saying, like, you can be mad if you want, but it's just facts, bro. It's just facts. I'd go watch a high school game over. I'd go watch a low-level high school game probably over it. So get out of here. All right, that's it. Let's move on. Yeah. Back to my question, Tony. If you had the number 1 pick, NBA, you could draft anyone you wanted. First pick overall. You taking SGA? Are you taking Jokic? Are you taking Jalen Brunson?
You just get him. It's not for 1 year. It's for the future.
For the future.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how old's SGA? 20.
It got to be like 26, right?
How old's Ant? A little younger.
He's got to be younger. Let's see, Anthony Edwards.
I mean, I can't take Ant over.
He's
SGA.
23, Tony. Anthony Edwards.
I still can't take him over SGA. I don't think I would have to take SGA.
SGA is 26, so really not that big. Because if you think about it, the way SGA plays, like his game and stuff like that, he's probably a guy that could play until
because he's not athletic. As crazy as that sounds. It helps him. He is athletic. I don't want people to like take that out of context.
But like Ant's game is more predicated on athleticism than
1,000,000% more.
So when Ant starts to lose his athleticism years down the road, I'm not saying right. He's only 23.
Yeah, he's gonna fall off like Westbrook.
He's gonna fall off. Exactly.
Not as bad as Westbrook because he can shoot.
No, because Ant can shoot, so like it won't be that bad, but.
Wemby's our boy. Everybody's saying Wemby. It's just the injury concern, man. Could I really take Wemby over SGA? Could I? It would just be ballsy because, like, I feel very confident SGA is going to stay healthy. I mean, that Paul George trade is crazy. I pulled it up yesterday at lunch because I knew it was crazy, but it's even crazier.
It's crazy.
They got Dub and SGA and like 9 picks. Like it's just we should give Paul George the MVP. Like it is, man.
We should give Paul George the MVP for forcing it too. Atlanta just brings back into memory the game of all games. Yeah, I can play. Everyone makes fun of me because I'm short. Like I used to play basketball every day, all day. It's probably the same thing with Tony. Like I only played basketball as a kid. Like that's what I played. So you
guys are just trying to like bait me all day today. We're talking about all this stuff. Now he talks about the freaking game.
I mean,
Jason, we played one-on-one in my backyard. We played one-on-one.
Landa, he didn't even want the smoke. He wouldn't even come out and guard me. He didn't even want the smoke in that game. He didn't want those ankles to get crossed over.
We played one-on-one.
He was scared.
We have played one-on-one.
No, yeah, Tony beat me one-on-one in his backyard.
21-6 or something.
It was like 15-5 or something, like 21-5, 6, whatever.
You guys are trying to bait me anyways. Get me to this freaking next game. You're not baiting me in. Mangone, I'm so mad at you, Mangone.
That does not matter because I whooped him in that game where my team was like plus 12,000 to win.
Oh,
we won every single game. Every single game. That's right.
Turkey and head chopper.
Where's my boy?
Turkey and head chopper on my team.
Where's my boy Cam? Where's my boy Nodo? We whooped you guys. My boys Cam, Nodo, they know. They know. I picked winners.
Now Uncle T's talking. You want to know who he's talking about here? This is even better. He broke Eric Crane's ankles and he's talking trash.
He's not talking about Crane.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, no.
You guys are baiting me today.
He's talking about Crane. Oh, Uncle T. That's amazing. Where was this? Where was I? Was I not there?
We played when me and you went. It was at that place.
Oh, really? It was there? Oh,
he went and Crane was guarding him. They were going one-on-one. They were battling each other.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about Uncle T? I can totally see him being like, Crane. Oh, I got Crane. I'm going at Crane.
Correct.
Yeah. Uncle T is like, dude, I know so many people like Uncle T. If they see someone who's just like way weaker than them at some point, they attack them. They go after them.
He whoops on weak. He whooped me in cornhole the other day. He took me down. I was terrible.
Wait a second. I thought you were the best at cornhole.
No, I wasn't that day. I was terrible.
Uncle T, you owned him in cornhole? I can't believe that.
I was horrible.
Man, you better start practicing then again. You
know.
Took down the number 6 women's cornhole player in the world.
That was one of my favorite stories, though.
That was the chat might not know. Somehow Tony's told this story a few times, but if the chat doesn't know, Tony somehow on one of his golf trips, the number 3 ranked cornhole player in the world, female cornhole player in the world or whatever, was there, and they ended up playing a game of cornhole because they were like talking trash, and Tony ended up whooping her.
It was so funny too, because they had like a line around the block to put up money for her. Like they thought they were hustling me. Like I didn't know she was good or something.
Yes.
Like if you ever see like 10 dudes getting in line to put up money, I'm pretty sure I know the chick. Oh, dude, I was at
I was at a wedding a year ago where my little brother got the same exact thing happened to him with an arm wrestling match with a female that was a professional arm wrestler. And for a female, she was strong, but everyone was lining up to. Someone told me they'd bet $1 million on this female against my little brother. And I was like, no, like, dude, you don't understand. Like, first of all, I'd give you 100 to 1 odds, 10 to 1 odds, whatever you want. I'll give you anything you want. He wouldn't accept, obviously, but it was the same thing. And then what happened? My brother won because, like, you're not beating those type of guys. Like, you're going to lose most of the time in those situations. But they all thought it was because she was a pro arm wrestler. It's the same
every
shit.
Time they think. I can see their side of it, too, like, especially in arm wrestling and the cornhole, where they see some dude come off the golf course. They're like, oh, we got this one by the line. There's no way he's any good, which I don't blame him. And what they didn't account for is money's not going to bother me. And her legs were shaking. Like if we just went and played, like say I went and played in the front yard with her.
Legs were shaking playing cornhole? Probably because of all the money. She's probably not used to the money.
If we played in my backyard and there was no money, she'd beat me 100 out of 100. But the money comes in and her legs were literally shaking. Like, and I could see them shaking.
That's the difference with you. You're used to putting money up to play. Yeah. Like, even if it's a little money.
And even
just
if I lose, like, it's not going to bother me. I lose money every day. You lose money. Like, it's not going to bother me to lose.
And it sounded like to me that there weren't many people on your side anyways, so it didn't really matter.
Even the people on my side were just laughing off to the side like he's playing this chick.
That's what I was doing as I was laughing, watching my brother actually at a wedding arm wrestle this chick. Like, it was crazy. Big T always gets ladies' legs shaking.
God.
Did they know that you are from Dagestan? No, they definitely didn't. Definitely didn't know that.
He must have had his haircut that day. When he gets the hair out is when they would have been scared of him.
My brother too is like one of my brothers. He's like actually really strong too. Like we make jokes, but he's very strong. But
the best type of weddings, anyways. All of a sudden, an arm wrestling match breaks out between a dude and a chick.
Hammered, because you know how we get when we get hammered. We're all the same.
Did they have the handkerchief dance?
Of course, people no, that not there because he wasn't Armenian, but some people still brought their handkerchiefs, like me and my family. You love the handkerchief dance, the Armenian dance.
Yeah, I did love it. That was good.
Yeah, it was great. All right, let's get into the game. We got way off the route. I don't even know how we got into the female stuff. So all the female stuff got us into more guys just whooping on the pro females over here. So we'll stick to that theme, I guess, for the rest of the show. But we got a game to talk about: Knicks and Pacers. Another showdown slate here, Tony. Last showdown slate, we saw obviously the Aaron Nesmith crazy game. He still wasn't the captain winner, even though he had 30 points. By the way, what do you think his odds were to score 30 plus points on DraftKings?
I mean,
what do you think it was?
I don't know these things as good as you, but I would guess 20-1 or something, if not higher. Yeah, I mean,
way higher. Like you
I literally I couldn't even guess. I don't ever look that high.
It was 45-1, I guess.
And it was a terrible bet at 45-1.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, isn't that crazy? Like, it was 45.
I mean, he's never going to score 30. The shots he was hitting were literally like NBA Jam when you're on fire and like everything goes in. They were coming down and he's just pulling up like running threes.
Dude, and not only that, like he would put the ball on the floor for a sec, move to the side. His legs were like, on a couple of those threes, his legs were like splitting out from under him as he's shooting. He
jumped 19 feet in the sky, everyone, too. He shoots like a true jump shot.
Yeah, no, he like actually jumps when he shoots, like for real. But
that was how people used to like shoot all the time. Like even when I remember like when I was a freshman and was sitting the bench for the varsity and stuff and didn't play that much. All the guys were like, you're never going to be able to play if you don't shoot a jump shot. And they would like go up and like release it at the top of their shot. And I just look at them like, are you guys donkeys? You know,
they call it like a true jump shot.
Like a full jump. You'll never be able to play if you don't shoot a full jump shot. And I'm like thinking in my head, what are you guys talking about? Everyone doesn't shoot full jump shots.
See, I like had to shoot a jump shot or it would get blocked. I couldn't do like because I was short. So like I actually had to like jump a little bit to kind of
I'm not saying no one has to shoot a jump shot. Like for Nesmith, I think the jump shot works for Nesmith. But like to say that even SGA doesn't like shoot a true jump shot all that much.
No, because you know why though? What does SGA do on a lot of his shots? He like kind of fades back a little bit. Instead of jumping, right, to get over, he just kind of fades back to create that angle to go over.
He's the master of angles.
And he's so fluid too with his stuff. Like he knows exactly where he needs to get. Yeah. He's got the touch. And he doesn't need to like jump like that. That's the thing with SGA. It's like not athleticism driven. So he can play. He's like a guy, I feel like besides the foul baiting, I feel like the older generation of people would like watching because it's kind of like
too.
It's all mid-range and stuff like that. Like it kind of makes sense to me besides the fouls. Like the fouls do annoy, I'm sure, a lot of people. But outside of that, you know, it kind of fits. But
I think that's crazy. I heard it on the radio. After I brought it up, I felt smart yesterday because I never talk about stats. But on the radio last night, they said it because it was the OKC announcer, and he's like, everyone's mad about the free throws, but it's not top 400 in the history. And I heard an interview with Shai too, where he's like, two years ago, I averaged 12 free throws a game and no one cared. Now I average 9 free throws a game and everyone complains. It's like, it's true. I mean, when you think about it from a non-biased perspective, I mean, I get it. I've enjoyed it more this series.
I think for him, unfortunately, the era of social media only heightens because they can slow everything down, clip it.
Super slow, and still shots, man. Like, still shots. I get it, too. Like, the one that everyone showed where he went through the middle and his face is, like, contorted. It's still a still shot. Like, you don't see him go into the guy and then off, and, like, it always makes it look worse, which it's always going to look worse when you see it that way.
The play I was saying before McDaniels pushed him, where he legit grabbed his elbow, and you can see Jaden Daniels, after he let go, he grabbed his own elbow, like pointing to the ref, like, hey, dude, he literally just hooked my elbow, and you guys just let it go. And then he shoves him like right after that. That's what the shove. He was so frustrated. And then after the game, he goes, I just wanted to foul him for real or something like that.
Yeah.
So he shoved him.
That's when I knew they were for sure done.
Yeah, that was definitely when. But all right, back to this game here, Tony. So Brunson, last game, he crushed, but kind of like what we've talked about with some of these other guys, like you were talking about with Chet. 48 fantasy points on 43 actual points. He had 7 turnovers too, which I think is definitely the most in the playoffs so far for him.
He had like 3 or 4 in a row in crunch time too.
Yeah. I mean, Aaron Nesmith, that's why I said, like, he had 43, and I'm not saying, like, obviously Brunson didn't get shut down, but I thought Aaron Nesmith did a extremely good job of fighting over screens, trying to be a pest. And that's what you got to do with Jalen Brunson. He's going to get his. He even said it after the fact, like, yeah, I could have done things a little better, but, like, he's going to get his. I'm just trying to make it as tough as possible. And I thought he did a pretty good job of, like, at least trying to pester him and stuff like that. So, but either way, he had 48. You had Halliburton with the big game after kind of a really slow first quarter. He had 57. Back-to-back 55, 57 games for Hallie to the last 2 games of the playoffs for him. He's 10-2, so he's just under Jalen Brunson. And then you got Cat at 9-8, just under these guys, who finally just absolutely smashed in the playoffs and got a 60-burger, 35-12. I think did his price go up a little bit too? No, it's the same. It's 9,800. So it's the exact same price tag on Cat. Let's start with those 3, Tony. What are we doing here? Are we going right back to Cat? Is it a Jalen Brunson game? I assume you're going to like the Knicks in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, and I think we nailed basically everything in the first game. And honestly, I don't think that much is going to change from either side, because the Knicks feel like they were the better team for the most of the game. The Pacers won the game. I really think you can just go with the same thing. And these guys, I mean, look at their minutes. So Campaign played 10. Mitch Rob played about 21. Deuce played 25 and played pretty good. I like literally all those guys. I think you could say out of the whole team, Brunson might have played the worst, which is crazy as far as their expectation. Because I look, Josh Hart played pretty good. McHale and OG played good. And then the bench guys played pretty good in their minutes. So I really don't think there's a ton. I think it's more of a Cat spot. Again, I think you were right about that. I liked how he looked. I like the matchups. I like, too, that I think he'll get more calls at home in game 2. Maybe some of those soft calls goes away a little bit in game 2, because the league wants game 7 at Madison Square. So I don't know. I mean, I think that everyone's going to like the Knicks tonight. I think the Knicks will it's back to the football spot that we always make fun of you for. I kind of like the Pacers plus the 6, but I think the Knicks will probably win. So
no, you can't do that. That's not allowed.
I'm not going to bet the Knicks money line. So, like, my official bet is Pacers plus 6, but I usually always bet the money line too. I don't know if I'm going to bet the money line for the Pacers tonight. I think I might just bet the plus 6, because I feel like the Knicks are going to win a close game tonight.
It feels like to me the Knicks win a close game as well. even though I have the Pacers for the series, it does feel like a Knicks spot. So I'll go with that. I don't hate your idea of the Knicks plus the 6.
The 6 is high, though.
6.
I like the Knicks, but 6 is high for this series. I don't really, I mean, unless, even against like OKC, when the Pacers are getting points, I'm going to like the Pacers plus points. And I won't like them when it's going to flip too, just for the record. Even though we like the Pacers, when the Pacers are giving points at home, I'm going to like the Knicks. I'm going to like points in this series.
Well, yeah, because we talked about it, but I'm going to like close games in this series. Just the way these teams can kind of like score and come back, I'm going to like close games. So it kind of makes sense, you know, that you would like pretty much whoever the dog is. Like if the Knicks are getting 6 in Indiana, you're going to
like the dog every game in this series. And for that matter, if the Knicks were somehow an underdog, which they are for the series, I would like right now, if I bet today, I would pick the Knicks for the series because they're plus. Anything that's plus in this series, I'm betting. Because I think the two teams are even. I think it's a relatively even series.
Yeah, this is definitely a game. This is a series where live betting is great because the type of runs these teams can go on in stretches, like I talked about it, right when Aaron Nesmith came out of the game in the first quarter, the Knicks went on this run and got right back in the game where the Pacers came out super hot. Actually, both teams were pretty hot, but the Pacers had a lead. And then when Nesmith came out, the Knicks went on like a 12-2 run or whatever, 14-2, like instantly. And they were leading. And it's like, then the Pacers will go on their runs. So it's definitely a really good game if you just want a live bet. And you can do the thing where like Tony talks about it all the time, where like, if you can get one team as the dog, and then that team makes a run and they get up, and then you can cover both angles of it and then just root on a close game. Like that's the way to do it. And maybe middle it, Tony, or something like that. Right. Like that's your play. I definitely think this is a series where you could kind of lean into that for sure if you wanted to. But back to this. So how are you ranking the top 3 studs? Hallie, Brunson, Cat?
It's going to be, so their prices are all basically the same, right? 10-6, 9-8, 10-2, basically the same, all in that same range. I'm going to go Cat 1, Brunson 2, Hallie 3. Last game I had Hallie 1, I think, which was different. I feel like Hallie ran pretty good too. He hit a bunch of shots. So I'm for sure tonight, Hallie 3. Cat 1, Brunson 2, Hallie 3. Yeah, that's where I'm at for sure.
Yeah, I like that. I like those rankings. I think I'm going to have the same rankings as you. Cat 1, you said Brunson 2, Hallie 3?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, Halliburton, honestly, he hit a ton of shots, but he's still 4 for 12 from 3. Like that is, I thought he was better than that, honestly. Just watching the game, I would have thought he was a little better. But, man, the volume threes, when he's aggressive, when he's taking 10, 12
if you guaranteed me aggressive, he'd be my number 1.
Yeah,
it's just natural though. Like it's 1-0. These other guys are just going to be more aggressive. I don't know. I still like Hallie, and you have cheap price tags in this series where, I mean, we have 2 1K guys that are definitely going to play. So I mean, I want a lot of these studs like usual. I mean, it's our plan every day pretty much, but I like all 3 of them tonight. I definitely want Brunson and Towns though. Like I need them.
Could you just make a rule too? Like you want at least 2 of these 3 guys on like all your teams?
I'm going to get it anyways, but yeah, you could. I mean, I'm going to get it anyways with the way I project them.
Yeah. So Sylvester says, when are we getting the OG game? So I think
he just played pretty good last game anyway. 34. I don't know.
I will say though, I think this is like the hardest range. This like next range is like the hardest range to play with like Josh Hart, Pascal, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Miles Turner, like those guys, that range, because they're all so close. I still think I'd go Josh Hart 1. I'll still keep saying this is probably not a real Pascal series.
Pascal is definitely the worst with OG on him.
So, dude, they were battling too. Like a lot of the stuff that Pascal got to, and for I'll give OG this too. Like even OG, like it felt like they were getting a lot when they weren't on each other. When somehow they found themselves switched on someone else, and they would go at him, especially Pascal. Because like when those two were on him, those guys were just absolutely battling each other and making it really tough. So that's the thing with OG and Pascal. But so like Josh Hart for me is one. Do you put OG ahead of Pascal? I know you don't like Pascal, but
no, I think I hate both. I honestly, it's another reason I like the studs in this series, because I like Hart, but I don't need Hart. Hart and Bridges are my two guys. I like trust Bridges because these minutes, you just get so many minutes with Hart and Bridges. Those are my two guys, because I don't like the Pacers guys. I don't like Pascal and Turner at all tonight. I don't like OG at all tonight. So like those, like I do think we should add this piece of content too, because it honestly probably helps people more. Maybe my three biggest like guys I'm lower on, I think this is actually a really good piece the more I think about it. It's definitely Pascal, OG, Turner. And I like Hart and Bridges, but I don't know if they're going to be my key guys either, just because studs, and I want the three studs. Like I feel good, especially Brunson and Cat. So for example, like say you start, let's see, even with Cat, you start with Cat and Brunson, you're down to 6K. Halliburton, you're still, you pump those three in there, you're still at 5K for your last three spots. Like you're just not going to, at least I'm not going to land in this mid-range. I don't need it because I like Obi too. I like Obi in this series.
You're probably playing max one of these guys from this range.
You just won't get more than that. But like, and I like Hart. And so let's take it even further. Say you want Hart. You're still,
he's definitely my favorite.
You're still in good shape.
Yeah, he's definitely my favorite in this range. So
that's my build right there, though. The three studs, Hart or Bridges, because I like Bridges too. And then you still have 3K left. I mean, well, how do you not build? How does everyone not build that way?
What happened to Turner last game? I mean, he started off hot because he was shooting the ball, and then he kind of just stopped shooting. On top of it, they played Obi a little bit more, which I did think in the series Obi would have to play a little more. I thought the minutes might come more from Siakam's side. It didn't. It came more from kind of like Turner a little bit, Tony, which I thought was interesting for the OB side. And Thomas Bryant, they still play him like 11 to 13 minutes, so that's going to hurt Turner too. So right there, Turner's at kind of a disadvantage losing out on run, I think, because of the Thomas Bryant, which I don't think is going to change, Tony. I think Thomas Bryant's going to get double-digit minutes for whatever reason. It's Rick Carlisle, so that's it, and he has 1K. But that brings into play that next tier with the Pacers and stuff like that. You got Nembhard, Nesmith, and then a massive price drop to Mathurin, Toppin, Mitchell Robinson here. And I just assume Nembhard and Nesmith, you're probably not going to get a ton of them either, the way you're building.
Yeah, I mean, the good part about the Nembhard and Nesmith, they're getting more minutes than it seems like on the surface. When these games stay close, they're getting mid 30s minutes, and there is a pretty big drop off. Like that's why I like this chart. It's just kind of, as a visual learner, it helps me a lot to be able to look at it and see Turner's minutes that dip a little bit, especially with Obi. I like these guys. It's very similar. I would put Nembhard and Nesmith, my comparison to Bridges and Hart a little bit, even though that's not like a direct like correlation with the way I like them. I'm definitely good with Nembhard and Nesmith. I like them better than Pascal and Turner for sure, the way they play. I'm a little worried in Nesmith just because he's coming off the game, the general public, which you shouldn't probably even worry about the casual people because you have so many 150 people. It doesn't really matter.
I'm worried about him because he's got to deal with Brunson all game. And when you got to deal with Brunson,
and he's going to get in fouls.
You have to think about foul trouble. Like you have
definitely in the series. So you don't need him, but am I okay at 6,600 getting him? Yeah, I'm definitely okay. I just don't know. So, like, say you play, there's a lot of builds where you actually land on him with the 1K guy. One of my favorite builds was 2 studs with Bridges and Hart, where you get both the 40-minute guys. And then if you play a 1K guy, you land on Nesmith. So, like, a build like that, I'm definitely okay with because you got 4 studs in a 1K. I think that's like the prime showdown build always. When I can have a 1K guy that's guaranteed to play, I love it.
Yeah, I think for me, I'll probably go off the big game. I'll probably have Nembhard ahead of Neesmith.
A lot of these builds, though, you can't fit him. Like, I'm looking at it. It sounds crazy, but he won't fit over Neesmith. I can only fit Neesmith.
Well, if that's the case, then you're going to play Neesmith
like
in those
what
builds,
is your projection going to be different between Nembhard and Neesmith?
I'm probably going to have Nembhard. Where's he at right now? I don't have it pulled up in front of me. Where's he at?
I don't have it up either, but he's always high. He's probably like 27, and Neesmith's probably 25.
I'm pulling it up. Hold on. So let's see here. Nembhard is just pulling up Saber real quick. All right, here we go. So we got 27 for Nembhard, 27.7. Neesmith's 25.75. So, I mean, honestly, I might give Nembhard a couple more points of a bump. Like I might put him up to 30 or something like that and just see the difference. Like I might just run it. I might keep Neesmith at 25 because honestly, I mean, if you think about it, like how many times do you shoot an 8 for 9 for 3? How many times you scoring 20 points in a quarter, like 30 actual points? In reality, in a normal game, like he would have been scoring probably in like the mid 20s range because it's a lot harder when you're constantly focusing in on that one guy to get rebounds, to be by the glass because you're constantly like in that dude's face and dealing with foul trouble and stuff like that. So you're focusing more on him. So like the peripherals, unless it's like stocks, are probably going to be tougher for him to get in this series with the way he's guarding Jalen Brunson. And then on the offensive end, he's clearly out there to, stretch the floor. And he's not really like a driver of the basketball, right? He likes to shoot those threes, and he doesn't really do a ton else offensively. He's not asked to do a ton else. Not like he could. He probably could do more. He's just not asked to do it. So I feel like mid 20s is probably a good projection.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds crazy, but I mean, Neesmith, he had that game. He still only had 42 fantasy points, even with that whole stretch. So, and he's going to have fouls some of these games. So I don't love it. But
the Knicks aren't going to allow him to do this again. Like this game, they're going to come in like they are not going to let that dude just shoot open threes.
He's just been like insanely good though. Like he's had a 40, 38 and a 40 in every series so far.
This is my take on Neesmith as an actual basketball player. I think he is really good, but the one thing that always held him back, and I talked about it, was he couldn't stop fouling. He's finally figured out how to like really be a true tough defender, and he's getting a little more grace with the fouls, I think. And it's kind of showing because constantly he would not.
Look at him though. What you're saying, you can see it through the numbers. Like his bad games, he probably has fouls. 22 minutes, 23, 27. His good games, he's up in the mid-30s.
In this series, he's going to have up and down games. Like he's going to have the bad games where, like, if you don't like Neesmith, honestly, you probably project him for low 20s because he's probably getting low 20s, like in that scenario. You know what I mean? But if you like him, honestly, I'd project him at 30. Like I wouldn't project him at mid 20s.
It definitely seems tough to play him on the surface. Like it's tough to come right back with him. He's going to be in fouls. I should probably even be lower than I am on him, which then bumps up the next tier of guys. Like you got obviously Benny Math would probably be the guy that sticks out the most, but Ben Shepherd got all that late run because of his defense too. And I'm not going to like ever go crazy with Ben Shepherd, but I think Ben Shepherd will be projected lower than like Thomas Bryant and these other 1K guys. Maybe Ben Shepherd's the 1K guy tonight as you get down to that range where they liked his defense. Why can't he make a few open shots? And again, when you play Ben Shepherd, all you need is to him to outscore the other 1K guys, which is not even Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride's 2,600. It's literally just Campaign and Thomas Bryant. He's only got to outscore those two guys. Ben Shepherd easily could.
Yeah, and it feels like Thomas Bryant is definitely the guy he has to outscore the most. But I will say the style of play, Campaign does fit the style because it's more of like the Pacers want you to run and gun, so it does fit for like a Campaign style where
I just worry about his minutes with them down 1-0. Tibbs is just going to shove these guys in there.
I'm just saying he took 5 threes in 10 minutes, and it makes sense to me.
You know what I'm saying? I totally agree with your point. I think his series fits him perfect. I'm just not sure. Like, I literally won't be surprised if he had DNPs tonight and they only play 7 guys.
Like I think that playing 10 minutes and Ben Shepherd playing 18 minutes, I think Campaign could still outscore Ben Shepherd with 8 less minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's
Campaign's definitely not guaranteed 10 minutes, though.
And Ben Shepherd could play more than Campaign is the key. Like, he could
Ben
play
Shepherd's
less.
so terrible.
More. He's bad, though. Yeah, he's bad. So Thomas Bryant's like the best one for sure. But before we even get there, I mean, we definitely hit on Obi last game because Obi last game was really good. I mean, 4 for 9. He made some big plays. He was on the glass constantly too, which, again, like I said, like with Aaron Nesmith, him guarding, because he is a good rebounder too, but when he's guarding Jalen Brunson out there, it means that and Miles Turner's not the best rebounder. Like, guys like Obi Toppin are going to be asked to do more from that standpoint when he's out there. Same thing with like even like Tyrese Halliburton from a peripheral perspective, like his rebounding numbers. Nemhard's for a guard is a decent rebounder. Like, these guys are going to be asked to do more in those categories because of the matchups and who they've got going on. Turner's got to go out there and extend and play cat. I mean, how many times do you see Turner at the top of the key and he's like body to body with the guy? You know what I mean? Because like for Cat, if you're not that way, he's going to catch and he's going to pull. He loves that step in.
That too.
Yeah. He loves to trail the play and step into a 3 from the top of the key. That's like his favorite move. So if you're not out there, Tony, then, and this is why I think, honestly, Miles Turner in the series, maybe he doesn't fit as much, is because Miles Turner, his best attribute on defense is his rim protecting. And when he's all the way out there, he can't rim protect as much. You know what I'm saying? So you lose one of the best attributes of your guy on defense. And so maybe that makes him maybe that's another thing that adds to him being not as good of a play on the surface either.
And we saw it already. Like, they won game 1, and that's what happened. Like, they played Obi over Turner. They played Ben Shepherd over Nemhard, right? Was that who over Nemhard?
I think so, over Nemhard.
It had to be over Nemhard because Pascal and Nesmith were in, and Hallie, it had to be over Nemhard. So, I mean, I would think that
although in overtime, who hit some of the crucial shots, it was Andrew Nemhard. So they still love Andrew Nemhard.
No, absolutely. I think and Obi's been solid too. Just looking at his numbers.
Yeah.
He's been consistent even before this series.
I said it. I thought this series fit him more, and it was kind of because of what I was thinking about with Turner dealing with Cat. And also, I've seen Carlisle like sit Siakam for Obi when Siakam plays like straight ass. So I know it can happen. Like, Carlisle will go with these bench guys if they're playing well. I was just looking, what's Obi to get like so Obi to get like 8 rebounds is plus 550, 10 rebounds, 14-1. I don't hate like his rebounding number. What's his double-double? His double-double's got to be pretty high too. 19-1 for an Obi Toppin double-double. I don't mind that. I don't mind a little dab.
I like Obi. Obi might be. Last game was Benny Math. I like Obi and Benny Math.
Well, Obi was on a winner last game too, wasn't he? He was on the optimal.
I mean, he had to be. 22 points is huge at that price point.
Yeah, this might have been it too. Wasn't Nembhard in foul trouble? I can't.
Yeah, that could be why Ben Shepherd got the 7 minutes too. I'd have to look back.
Yeah, he
I know
was
he
in
was
foul
in foul
trouble.
but
Sylvester, you're right. He was in foul trouble too. So that's the other thing we got to talk about. TJ. I didn't love TJ coming into game one. He was really good though, honestly. He played really well.
just fun to play too. Like he just goes out, he just fights for your money. Like in MMA, you just feel good about him out there. He's just always creating havoc.
And I think they played him a little with Hallie at one point in the second quarter, I think, which I thought was pretty interesting. I thought it also showed that Carlisle liked how he was affecting the game. You know, he was getting in the paint. And like I said, they were attached to all the shooters, Tony. So there was very little help. So all he had to do was really get by his defender. And if he gets by his defender, it was layups. It was literally layups. And if they guard that way again, TJ's probably a decent play here. You know what I mean? It's just 3,200.
I love TJ. And I mean, the Pacers bench, especially being up 1-0, I love these bench guys.
So how do you rank like Mitch, Rob, TJ, Miles McBride? That's kind of like that.
Definitely Obi and TJ would be and Benny would be the Pacers guys. I would rank ahead of the Knicks. I think the Knicks could really play these guys a lot of minutes tonight. These starters, if there's not foul trouble, I think they're all in the 40s. So I'm not gonna like the Knicks bench as much tonight.
Yeah, I'm with you. I definitely like the Pacers.
They definitely like Mitch Rob. Like, I think Mitch Rob is a good play usually, but man, how can they take Cat off the floor? If there's not foul trouble, I just don't think he plays enough.
Dude, how can they take Cat off the floor? I literally watched it happen last game. So Cat's on fire. I'm texting you. I'm like, kick Cat, motherfucker. You didn't even respond to me. It was in the first quarter. So he's in there for 7 minutes, Tony. He's in there for 7 minutes. At the 5-minute mark, 5.04 to be exact, Cat comes out of the game. I'm like, okay, fine. When does he come back into the game, Tony? Do you know?
No, but I bet you're going to tell me.
It was like the 9:30 mark in the second quarter. So that man sat for 7.5 minutes after he got taken out when he was on fire. Because of how much Tibbs loves Mitch Rob.
Mitch Rob was playing good, to be fair. Like, he was getting all the loose balls. And
I'm just telling you, though. You said, how can he? I'm telling you how. Like, what if Cat starts off slow?
Mitch Rob still only got 17 fantasy
he got
points.
20. Didn't he get 20 minutes?
21 minutes, yeah.
I mean, they love Mitch Rob.
He loves him for sure. I'm not playing Mitch Rob over those Pacers guys, though.
I'm not saying I'll play him over those Pacers, but I'm going to have some Mitch Rob just because, like, I know that Tibbs loves this dude. Like,
yeah.
And the pace they play at, Mitch Rob can get there with just, like, volume rebounding. Look he scored 2 points and had 17.5 fantasy points. Like,
I think I'm going under on the Knicks bench guys. I feel good about these dudes playing 40 minutes.
All right. So we both agree Obi's probably the best in that range. You got I think
there's a lot of variance too, though. I think Obi's for sure the safest. I think Benny Math probably has the most upside, but the most risk. And I think TJ's probably just the safe, steady, like solid play.
Yeah, I mean they can't, Joe, but they will. They've done it. They literally did it last game. I literally watched it happen. I was like, how are they doing this right now? Cat's on legit fire, and they just that's what they did. So Tibbs loves Mitch Rob. The 1K range, we already talked about Ben Shepherd. Thomas Bryant, I think, is the clear and obvious play, Tony. I think he's the guy that is going to get jammed. I would assume projections have him as the clear. Yeah, he's the clear 1K guy by a few points different too. So what are you doing with him, considering he's the guy that's going to get like the actual ownership? You know what I mean? He's going to be 15% probably ish.
I'm just going to project him for about 8 and project Campaign for about 4 and project Ben Shepherd for about 3. And I'm just going to move on.
Yeah, I kind of think I have to be high on him just because I'm lower on those other like Miles Turner and Pascal and stuff like that. So I feel like I kind of have to be a little higher on Thomas Bryant. It kind
The
of
only
on
issue is like how high can he really get with like a actual scoring? Like, can he get a 20 somehow? I mean, is that possible? Maybe.
I don't know about 20, but he could get us like 12 to 15. Could that get us there?
Especially if it's like a blowout type thing somehow. I mean, I don't know. Thomas Bryant's clearly the best play for me down there.
Clearly. And then you'd go Ben Shepherd campaign or campaign Ben Shepherd?
Shepherd's got to be. The foul trouble with Nembhard does worry me, and Shepherd sucks too. So I'm leaving him third still.
Okay, so you're leaving.
I really think it's just, I mean, unless you're playing a ton of teams, I think it's just Thomas Bryant, though. Just don't even overcomplicate it. It's more of a 150 thing where you put those other guys in.
Yeah. Campaign's more like if you're playing 150. I think you should.
I think it's just you don't need two of these guys. So I think it's just Thomas. Yeah. For everyone watching this show, I think it's just Thomas Bryant.
So if you play a 1K guy in all 3 stars, and let's just throw Brunson in the captain there with all 3 stars, right? And we got Brunson in the cap. You got just over 6,500 for your last 2 spots.
Yeah. I mean, just gold, absolute gold. You can play whoever you want.
You can play just about anybody you want.
Need Thomas Bryant tonight, honest, because we love TJ, Obi, Benny Matt. Like you can play 2 of those guys, or like a Neesmith, Thomas Bryant. And I don't love Neesmith because of the stuff. I think it might not be a Thomas Bryant. Like on my main team, I could see myself just playing 2 of Obi, TJ, Benny Math rather than a 1K and Neesmith.
Right, because if you do that, you still have money to get a decent player.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I don't. I think it's simple. I think we're in good shape tonight. I feel good with where we're at. We're in agreement with a lot. I don't think we really disagree on anything. I didn't hear anything that I totally disagreed with.
No. I think we're pretty much on point with this series in general. We like the Knicks in this spot, but we do think the 6 is a little bit too much. So close games. I think we both like that. I'm going to go right back to the Josh Hart triple-double too. I'm just going to go right back.
And the Halliburton, my sheet, I'm looking 20 assists in one of these. I don't think tonight's going to be the night, but I'm betting it again because I said in this series, 1 game, 20 assists.
You think we're going to see the non-aggressive Tyrese? You think we're going to see the?
If I had to be honest with myself, I think he'll be a little less aggressive tonight. But you never know. He's at the Garden. I don't know.
Harder question. Who's the long shot king of the diamond play? That promo, I'll give DK Sportsbook credit. They at least try to give fun promos here. Some of these other stuff, they don't even try. Like DK, the king of the court was awesome for hoops. The king of the diamond home run parlay for baseball has got to be the best so far that I've at least seen. I mean, those 12 people who bet that catcher from St. Louis, I'm blanking on his name right now, but they won $83K in bonus bets. That's insane. And it comes back to the point of when you play that promo, you're not trying to hit the parlay. Yeah, if you hit the parlay, that's great. You're not trying to do that, though. You're trying to pick some long shots that no one else is going to pick, or very few people are going to pick, that could possibly be on teams that score the most runs, and maybe they're the one guy that hits a home run.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's what happened with that team. I think it was St. Louis. I'm still blanking on the catcher's name, but either way, doesn't matter. Like that payout's crazy. Like how many times do you have a chance? You can put $5, Tony, and have a chance to win that type of money.
Without like that much of craziness happening either. It wasn't that crazy of a situation.
It was just one dude who was like plus 1,200 or 1,000 to hit a bomb.
Sylvester Payne said Pages. Yep.
Yeah, there we go. That's his name. Yep. So yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, I definitely want to wait until the lineups come out, because nothing worse when you do a promo like that and then somehow one of your guys that you thought was going to be in the lineup. So I would
promotion for sure.
Definitely wait until those lineups come out. You don't want one dead dude going into your 5 chances. You don't want to lose it, but make sure you're betting 5, right, Tony? Make sure you're betting 5 different guys. You're not betting 2 or 3 or 4. Bet all 5, and you only have to put $5. That's the minimum bet, is $5. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if we'll see another 83K winner, but you never know.
I doubt we'll see one that big. That's tough.
You never know.
You would need it to be like a bad dude on a bad team for it to be higher. Like it would have to be a total long shot.
But Tony, we've seen it though, where like even the good teams, they only hit 1 home run. Maybe they score 12 runs, but somehow it's 1 home run, and it's the dude in the 8 or 9 hole that hits the bomb. And you're like
83. I mean, that's
even
12-way
Maldonado 2 or 3 times ago. His was 20K, I think, worth in bonus bets, and he was going to be the winner until that last Shohei bomb. Yeah, and that was at Coors Field. So who knows? Could be the Yankees tonight with someone weird. The Yankees home run props, though, are all just so ridiculous.
There's no way. I don't care which Yankee it is tonight. They're not paying a lot.
I'm going to be fading the Yankees. Just I can't. If the Yankees
and people see these big payouts too, so they're going to start taking chances on some scrub dudes on the good teams. On the good teams, yeah. That's why, you might want to mix in some of the not so great teams and just hope that, you get lucky. I think that's the move for sure. Go on the lesser teams, and because if Trent Grisham and one other Yankee hits a bomb, you're going to win $25. That's time, DB. JSU keeps me on. We stay on forever here. You know what? Yesterday was not my fault. You stayed on after because we were building baseball lineup. We were the daytime baseball. Did get me yesterday. I didn't eat till 1:30 yesterday or something. Yeah, that's late for you. You must have been starving at that point. I was hungry when I finally ate. You got to come down here and do the JSU lunch, where you have to wait until 4:00 every day. You'd go nuts. I'm not about to I have enough issues in life, let alone trying to torture myself. All right. Well, you know what? You got to get to lunch. I got to go work out. We both got stuff to do. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the show. I got the fireworks. Boom, the fireworks are here. The 2 thumbs up. Friday. We'll see you guys back on Monday for this show. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the hoops tonight. Don't forget MLB show on this channel, 5 p.m. Eastern time later today. Check that out, and check us out at Rumpier Sports. RPS15 is that promo code. Gets you 15% off your first month or week over here. Get in the Discord. Come hang out with us. For Big T and myself, we'll see you guys on Monday. Until then, we're out of here. Peace.